Hi stenographers, welcome to Twinarts Steno-Type YouTube channel. Please like the video and subscribe the channel before starting dictation.
Sir, I am grateful to you for permitting me to raise a matter of great public importance which has disturbed the entire country in the last 3 days. It is a matter of public importance which has come into public domain today in relation to the interference of a member of the Council of Ministers with the administration of justice. Sir, the fact which has come out is that a senior member of the judicial institution, a High Court judge, has now stated in open court publicly that a union minister has telephoned him in order to persuade him and pressurize him to grant anticipatory bail to a person who is accused in a case. This has obviously two implications. One implication is that it is an interference in the administration of justice. It straightaway amounts to criminal contempt, and it is for the judicial institution to take action in that regard. The second is in relation to conduct of a public functionary who is a minister in the government and whose discipline as a minister is controlled by the Prime Minister. The Council of Ministers is collectively responsible for what the government does. But obviously, this appears to be an individual act of misdemeanor as far as the minister is concerned. Sir, a minister is a public functionary. He swears allegiance to the Constitution. He swears that he is bound to follow the Constitution. A minister is not a king. He is not a Raja, that he is not accountable. A minister is a public servant, and therefore a minister is accountable, unlike a sovereign royalty who is not accountable. Here is a case of a minister telephoning a judge. The whole concept of separation of powers under the Constitution is completely smashed when this kind of an interference takes places. It is an irresponsible conduct, and it is for the government now to find out who this member of the Council of Ministers is, who has tried to interfere in the administration of justice. We need not wait only for the judge to name the minister. There are ways and means by which the Prime Minister can do it. The government can independently write to the Chief Justice of India, and the Prime Minister must write to the Chief Justice of India and ask for an inquiry, an administrative inquiry by the Chief Justice to inform the name. The telecom department can be asked to find out the details as to from which telephone the phone calls have been made to the telephone of the judge. All these inquiries can be made. The identity must be established and such a minister must be held accountable, and the least that must take place is that once his identity is established, the Prime Minister must make a statement in the House and drop the minister from the Council of Ministers. Sir, this is a mockery and an assault on one of the fundamental features of our democracy, that is, the independence of the judiciary. In the last 65 years, we amended many sections because with the passage of time, so many developments had taken place in the electoral process. The constituency also has become big. The number of polling booths also has increased. When the Principal Act was enacted, at that time the country's size was 35 crores. Now we are more than a billion. We are working on the same act. At that point of time, electronic media was not there. Now there is an electronic media. At that point of time, so much of print media was not there. Telephones or communication systems were not so strong. Just to get a trunk call connected, you had to wait for hours together, for days together to connect. But now you can send an SMS within the fraction of a second, and you can communicate to anybody right from Kashmir to Kanyakumari. There are different political parties. Although regional political parties are there, some of them contest elections in the whole of India. With these developments, don't you feel that we should come out with a new comprehensive version of the Representation of the People Act? Now, sir, what is the lacuna? I give you a small example. A person who is in the judicial custody cannot vote. A person who is in the jail cannot vote. But a person who is in the jail can contest. A person in the judicial custody can contest an election, but a person who is in the jail cannot vote. If a person is not entitled to vote, how can he contest? It is a simple thing, but the point is, when you change, you must apply your mind. The Election Commission has given you a lot of suggestions.